Oh, oh, hey, that's Moxie, because I'm from Maine. All right, we're on shelf number 3. Disregard that if you're just stumbling upon this and go, this fucking asshole's just drinking soda for 10 goddamn minutes. But either way, all right, so we're on shelf number 3. We left off with what? Collector, Columbiana. I didn't even watch it. I won't watch it. Whatever. It's Danielle's movie. I honestly don't have any opinion on it. I haven't seen anything for it, so I don't. Whatever. I know what it is, what it's about. I like Luc Besson, but I heard he had very little to do with this. So whatever. I haven't watched this on Blu-ray. To be honest, I haven't seen this movie in fucking 10 years. It's Contact, Robert Zemeckis. I like his stuff, so I will have to rewatch it again. I just remember I had to do with Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey playing. I don't even know anymore. Something about aliens. I remember they had Contact. I suck. I suck. Contagion. Chubby Matt Damon. This was Steven Soderbergh. He did this whole thing with. It's just pretty much what would happen if the world went to. Well, the world's going to shit. If the world had this huge pandemic, some sort of virus that we literally could not contain or fix, and it's pretty scary in the fact that it's like this. I could see this actually happening. It's a little slow, but the cast is awesome. I mean, you got such fucking powerhouses. It's a pretty damn. It's very clinical and cold and scientific, but it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch, definitely. A movie that's not worth a watch, but the special feature is Cop Out. Like I talked about being a huge Kevin Smith fan, and I am even after this travesty. This wasn't as terrible as everyone made it out to be. I laughed a couple times. Sean William Scott, who I think is a hugely underrated actor. By the way, I just saw the movie Goon. Go fucking see it. It's amazing. It's on video demand, or as of right now, it is. I don't know if it is. Will be. But it's really funny. Really good movie. I can't wait to get that one. It's an okay movie. Tracy Morgan's just Tracy Morgan. Bruce Willis is pretty much just Bruce Willis. It's got a few banter lines between them. Sean William Scott plays the shit bandit in this. Just the name's funny. But like I said, I laughed a couple times. It's got terrible acting from the villains portrayed in this movie. They're just terrible, and they're not really scary either. But either way, whatever. But the reason I bought this, I saw this in theaters. I was like, ugh, I probably will just rent it again, maybe watch it or something. But I wasn't gonna buy it. But then I heard it was coming with a maximum movie mode, and it does. It comes with a maximum movie mode with Kevin Smith. And like I mentioned earlier in the video before, I love maximum movie mode. It pretty much presents the movie on one screen and then special features on the other screen, and the director comes out and talks to you. But this is pretty much one 3-hour-long stand-up comedy routine from Kevin Smith about the making of the movie. It's fucking hilarious. It's 10 times funnier than the movie itself. If you think the movie's decent enough, and you like Kevin Smith, I'm telling you, buy the Blu-ray. Set aside 3 hours and laugh your ass off because he is funny himself. And it's a cool little feature, too. I was really indifferent when I saw this in theaters. And it was one of those movies that looked cool, like the visuals of them all. It's cowboys and aliens. It's okay. I really like the beginning. The beginning of the actual Western starts off really cool with him in the middle of nowhere. I like that whole concept. And then the aliens get there, and I mean, it wasn't that bad. Like, he got some huge critical backlash, and I truly don't understand. There were much shittier movies out last summer. But whatever. I mean, it's kind of fun. And the aliens. The thing that I do have about this is that the aliens were fucking just killing people. It was like, fuck this shit. Is that where they're just stabbing people and throwing them off of horses and shit. And that's kind of cool. They were badass aliens. They weren't some ninny, Nancy aliens who just wanted to be there to party or something. You know what I mean? I don't even know what that means. This is one of the shittiest Blu-rays. Because I had the 2-disc, director's cut. And I like the director's cut of this movie. I brought it in to switch it out to get the Blu-ray, and it was like one of the biggest mistakes I made because this Blu-ray comes with fucking nothing, and the picture quality is not even that good. It's Crash, one of my favorite movies. A lot of people hated this movie just because it beat Brokeback Mountain at the Academy Awards, and they say it's preachy and stuff, but I don't give a shit. I thought this had such powerful scenes, such great acting. It's so well written, and be that as it may, if you're really still kind of sour about it beating the other movie, I mean, don't blame this. This movie is very well made, and I love the fact that it was such an underdog, came out of nowhere and swept the and not sweep the Oscars, but got Best Picture. I'm so happy it did, just because it's such a good movie. It really is. If you haven't seen this, check it out. But the Blu-ray itself isn't that good. I mean, if you're gonna see it, I guess on Blu-ray it's a slight upgrade from the DVD. But it sucks that I got rid of that DVD because it had a lot of cool documentaries and stuff on there. But whatever. This movie was one of those. I love my girlfriend because she doesn't necessarily pander to all that cutesy romantic comedy shit. For the most part, every once in a while she'll go to see The Vow or something like that. But this one she got, and I was really like going, ugh, 'cause she was gonna make me watch it. But it was actually pretty good. It's Crazy Stupid Love with Ryan Gosling, Julianne Moore, Steve Carell, Emma Stone, who's just so cute, Kevin Bacon, Marissa Tomei. It's got a great cast, but it's also really funny and well written, and that's what's cool about it. It kind of like goes into all those cliches that you're used to, and it doesn't really even flip them on their head like most of those movies do that you wind up coming out liking. But for some reason, this was just so likable. I think it was the performances more than anything. But it's worth seeing, even for guys. It's pretty worth seeing. I haven't seen this in a while. I haven't seen it on Blu-ray yet, so I don't know what the picture quality is. But it's The Crow. I really like this movie. Like I said, I haven't seen it in a while, but The Crow. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Curious Case of Benjamin Button. David Fincher's is definitely in my top 5 favorite directors of all time. Definitely of his generation as of right now. He's definitely like up in the top 3. This was good. I liked it. It's kind of like it got a Forrest Gump-y type feel, where it's the span of almost an entire life. His life's told in, well, he's born old but gets younger as it goes. It's got some beautiful visuals. The cinematography is just beautiful. It's long though. It's long. This is a movie that doesn't even. Look, I could drink my soda. This is what I'm going to do for this movie. Next up, Dawn of the Dead. No, what can you say? Fucking brilliant. Loved it. Can't wait for Dark Knight Rises. What can you say? Maybe I should someday do like because there are a couple things I have to do with this movie, but right now, amazing. Dawn of the Dead, the remake. I like the original too. I have the original on DVD, the unrated version. But this was one of my favorite actual horror movie remakes, because now they've remade literally almost every fucking property out there. But this was one of my favorite ones. I really liked the way Zack Snyder went. And Zack Snyder, this was like his first major motion picture. Then he did 300 and Watchmen, Sucker Punch. Fucking Sucker Punch. But either way, this was cool. It had a cool cast. I like Mekhi Phifer. He doesn't really do anything anymore, but he plays the guy who's the father of the zombie baby. Zombie baby daddy, that guy. This was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. We talked about some Roland Emmerich. Here's some Day After Tomorrow. Just some cheese with some gloss. Looks really pretty. A lot of shit blowing up. A lot of shit getting destroyed. A lot of Jake Gyllenhaal looking concerned. But it's fun. Whatever. This movie here, I spent $30 fucking on. Well, to be honest, actually, I had never seen the movie until 2 years. I graduated. I graduated high school. It's been out since '93. Graduated high school. Bought the Criterion DVD for like $20, and then when I found out there was the Criterion Blu-ray, I sold that. I turned that in, and then still had to pay close to. It was like $25. I still had to pay for this, but it's worth every penny because it's one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's Dazed and Confused. I almost believe that it's such. It was one of those movies that I saw at the exact moment in time I was supposed to see it. I was supposed to see it then. Never again that time. And I saw it right when I graduated. It had such an impact on me. But really, it's about nothing. Kids hanging out on the last day of high school. And for the main characters, it's not even their graduating year. It's not even like they're juniors. They're going to be seniors. But it's like it's affected me so much, and I don't know why. It's just so well written and so well acted. And you're just there. You feel like you're there. It's just, you literally you put this in almost to just hang out with characters. That's all it is. This movie here, this movie next, is my guiltiest pleasure of all time. When I was a kid, I had like 10 movies, and this was it. I had it on VHS, I had it on DVD, and I had to get it on Blu-ray. Um, and I watched this so many times as a kid, I can literally recite every line of it, and it's not a good thing because it's not that good of a movie. But I so still love it, and we'll watch it every once in a while, and just feel like a kid again because it's like I'm watching this I'm building it up. It's Deep Blue Sea. Has anyone seen this? Does anyone remember this? It's just about the smart sharks in a flooded aquatic facility, and they go just killing people. If Jaws is the smart shark movie that barely shows the shark and builds up with it with tension and genuine suspense, Deep Blue Sea is the retarded half brother who just wants to just throw shit in your face. That's the worst analogy I've ever given, ever. But either way, I love this fucking movie. If you haven't seen this, you have to see it because it's a B movie on a scale of like up to 10. They ratchet everything up. But it's not like Piranha 3D where they go like crazy with the gore. I love Piranha too. It's not like that. It's like I don't have words. All you need to know is Samuel Jackson gives a speech and watch it. For those of you who know the speech that he gives in a certain room over a certain area, and a certain something happens to him. There are few things in life that give me that joy. I love that movie though. It's so stupid, but I love it. Another movie that I love that's not stupid, The Departed. What can I say? Great fucking movie, great cast, great direction. Glad this won Best Picture. It's just a brutal goddamn man's man of a movie. Very good. This just recently came out. It's The Descendants. I like this movie. It's like that movie, like Up in the Air type of deal, where it's just really slow, not much to it, but you really feel something when you're watching it. It's very well acted, very well scripted. I mean, I really like the girl in this, Shailene Woodward. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. I think she's going places. I hope she goes places because she's a really good actress. I haven't even watched this on Blu-ray yet. I haven't watched this since theaters yet. I'm just thinking now. God, I'm a piece of shit, but this was an amazing movie in theaters. It's District 9. I really got to revisit this. This is terrible, but I remember it. It's a great fucking movie. Great movie. Just a cool, not really that cool of a premise. No, I mean, sorry. A very cool premise, very well executed, but it's just like they tone everything down where it's like they're not making a spectacle of action. They're almost like accidentally capturing it. You know what I mean? That's what's so cool about it, is that it seems so unstaged, and that's what makes it so realistic and such a revolutionary idea. It's a great fucking movie. This is one of those movies that I feel like Hollywood hasn't done a slapstick comedy in a long. Actually, I don't think they've done a slapstick comedy since this movie. I guarantee I'll be forgetting something, but I guess as well as this movie did, and it's Dodgeball. And this was literally slapstick, lowbrow, crass humor, and I loved every second of it. Rip Torn. Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine? No, but it's sterile and I like the taste. You thought that was funny? You'll think this whole fucking movie's funny, because it is. Again, talking about my love for Kevin Smith. Dogma. This was his most visually inventive film, his most creative script, in my opinion, and the most out there film of 1999. Very good. Very good. It's got some shitty fight sequences in there, and some things that kind of fall flat, but for the most part, just listen to his dialogue. It's so well written. It's so good. This was another movie that I had heard so much about, but hadn't seen since I graduated high school. I saw a lot of movies when I graduated high school for some reason that really changed the course of what I wanted to do with things. And this movie actually had like a thing that's like, holy shit, I really want to do something like this. And it's Donnie Darko. This movie is so fucking bizarre. I really can't describe it, to be honest, but you have to see it. You have to, regardless of whether you hate it or love it. Just watch this movie. Richard Kelly, who did this, then did Southland Tales, which is what the fuck, and then he did The Box, which was like, eh. But this movie is so amazing. It warrants. You have to see it. They've come up with like 3 versions of this already on Blu-ray. It's one of those movies like Fight Club that's just been released because it garnered such a huge cult following after it was released because it did shit box office. But I was gonna get the 4-disc edition of this. They don't add any new special features. But I love this cover so much. Just the smoke bunny. It's so cool. But either way, this is the director's cut. Watch the director's cut. It's like 20 to 30 minutes longer. Yeah, you have to see the director's cut. I have never actually seen the theatrical cut, to be honest, so I don't even know. I haven't watched this. I haven't watched this. I've seen bits and pieces on TV, but Danielle picked it up a little while ago, and I still haven't watched it yet. I gotta watch it. It's Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula with Gary Oldman. I love Gary Oldman. I'm so happy that he got a nomination for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Yeah, I gotta watch this. I really can't say too much about it. I feel like sad that I haven't seen it still yet. But this summer. One of probably the most talked about film of last year. It's a Drive. I had such high hopes going to see this. I had such high hopes, and they were completely met. I fucking love this movie. So good, so just retro and different and unique. And to be honest, if they printed me out a script of the movie, put it in my hand, and I read it, and I just say like, oh, he pauses slightly, breathes in, puts a toothpick in his mouth, beats a guy up, drives, I'd be like, this movie's gonna be shit. But for some reason, this movie is style over script, and it is. And not that the script's bad, it's just so... There's just not a lot of dialogue, especially with him. He barely says anything in the movie, but it's just like so... It's not very plot-driven, it's so visual and so unique. You really have to see it to really comprehend what I'm saying here. Another movie that you have to see at least 10 times in your lifetime. Dumb and Dumber. I love this movie. I can recite every line of it. It's so funny. So funny. Jim Carrey's another one of those actors along with Adam Sandler and Eddie Murphy that need to get their head out of their ass and do fucking comedy again because they were brilliant comics at one point. They have to come back. But Dumb and Dumber, one of the funniest films of all time in my opinion. I put it in the top 10. Yeah. And of the 90s, the top 5. It's so good. The Farrelly Brothers also need to get their fucking head out of their ass. Three Stooges, are you kidding me? Stop it. Due date. Zach Galifianakis playing the same character he's ever always played. No, I like Zach Galifianakis, and I thought this was a brilliant pairing because I love both those actors. And Robert Downey Jr., who's an amazing actor. I'm so glad that he's got his comeback and that he's back after Iron Man because he was so much better. I mean, not better. He was so good before that, too, and I feel like that's also getting people to watch his older shit because that's so good, too. But this was also done by Todd Phillips. It's funny. It's a road trip movie. It's not apologetic about the fact that it just completely rips off Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. But that's whatever. Okay, and another thing. Can I talk about Todd Phillips for a second? I like the man. I like the director. I think his movies are funny. If you look at his track record, though, Road Trip was a ripoff of a movie called Overnight Delivery with Paul Rudd and Reese Witherspoon. Almost identical premise, except for they switched some people around, and it's a group of friends now instead of the couple trying to find a sex date. Then he did Old School, which I guess is not really a ripoff of Animal House, because you can't say every fraternity movie's like that. But then he did School for Scoundrels at some point in there, which is pretty much anger management. He did The Hangover, which was an original script for the most part. He did this one that literally, it's the exact same thing as Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So, I don't know. I like him as a director. I think every one of his movies that he's done is funny. I just can't say he's that original. But speaking of original visions, one of the most original films of the 90s, Edward Scissorhands. I like Tim Burton. I like Johnny Depp. This was, in my opinion, their best collaboration. I thought this movie was brilliant. Great job by all of them. That concludes shelf number 3, guys. I'll be back sometime with shelf 4. Thanks for watching.